Jared Leisek, founder of Adventures with Purpose, has been charged with rape of a minor for incidents that allegedly happened in 1992. Hey everybody, welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Kristi Brower, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver. Hey Katie.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going pretty dang good.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. Just kind of trying to switch gears from, fall and Halloween into winter and dare I say Christmas.
Yikes, do you have
I
to?
don't know. I posted some things on Facebook of, Christmas like crafting stuff that we're working on. And somebody really took me to church on but it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Don't people do Thanksgiving anymore? Well, yeah, but
They do, but I don't know. Christmas does pretty well take over.
it does. But how much Thanksgiving decorating do you do? I mean,
None, absolutely none. But I don't really do a lot of decorating for anything.
I know. Me too. Well, I do Halloween decorating, by God. But anyway, so yeah, but I'm good. No worries.
Good, glad to hear it. Well, this is our Tuesday episode, and this is I don't even know what to say about this case, our main case. I almost didn't cover it.
Disappointing, disgusting,
I almost didn't cover
frustrating.
it. And then in some deeper research, I decided that I needed to. So we'll get there. But let's start with a little WTF news.
Cool, yeah. They say it's the happiest place on earth.
Oh no, not again.
Right? Who is they? They say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for the most part, that's true. Unless you're a fugitive. The way this story plays out is so timely and synchronistic, you just have to believe that it was supposed to happen this way.
Mm-hmm.
So, this gentleman right here is named Quashon Burton.
Okay.
Quashon is from New York City,
Mm-hmm.
and he was at Disney's Magic Kingdom vacationing with his family.
Okay.
Well, so he was just hanging out, having a good time on
Sure.
vacay, like you do.
Mm-hmm.
Only he's a fugitive.
Oh dear.
And the reason he's a fugitive is because he has been charged with stealing 4 people's identities to make fake coronavirus relief claims. So he's defrauded the government for about $150,000 with other people's identities.
Oh dear.
And it just so happened he's been MIA. He's been on the lam for a while, about a
Mm-hmm.
year.
Oh, wow.
And there's been various inspectors working on this case. One of them is a federal postal inspector named Jeff Andre. So Jeff was vacationing with his family, and while he was at Disney World's Animal Kingdom, he saw a guy that he went, now wait a damn minute. I know that face. I know that tattoo on that guy's neck. Oh God, uh, that's a fugitive from New York. So
Mm-hmm.
where he too is from. And so, I mean, what are the odds?
Right?
Anyway, so he got park security involved, who called the police, and they came and detained him. And, he's now being extradited back to New York where he has to stand trial for his crimes. How wild is that?
That is so
It is the
wild.
Wild Kingdom.
It is. I mean, I would think it was impossible, except that everywhere we went as kids when we were vacationing, our dad would run into his customers. He was a barber, and we ran into customers in Disneyland.
Yeah, we
And
did.
we live in Idaho,
Hmm.
and they were also from Idaho in
Hmm.
Disneyland at the
In
same time as us.
Disneyland.
So
Hmm.
it's not as large
It's
of a
true.
world as you might think, but that
He's,
still is
yeah,
real shitty.
yeah. Our dad was in Alaska on a fishing cruise, a fishing tour, something,
In the backcountry.
in the backcountry on a boat, and discovered some people he knew fishing from the bank
Yeah,
in Alaska. He knew people everywhere, so it's true.
he did.
It's just the way it works. Well,
Mhm.
when I was in college, I was out in front of the theater where they performed Les Mis and ran into a girl I went to high school with
Oh, yeah.
in Paris.
Mhm.
Figure that out. But
Yeah.
no, I was in London. Sorry, in
Mm.
London. But anyway, it happens. But just the fact that he recognized him, it was the tattoo. He has a big H tattooed on the side of his neck. And he
Oh,
saw that and went, "That seems familiar," and then looked at his face and went, "Oh, no, 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 I know who that person is." I just think that's the wildest thing. You
that
probably think
is.
you're safe to go vacation in Florida. Nay,
You would
nay.
think, but no. Wow.
Also, really? Coronavirus funds? No. Hard
Yeah.
pass. Not
Mhm.
cool.
No.
So, there you have it. I am going to turn the
Mhm.
mic over to you for our main case.
Okay. So, this case I have to present today makes me sad because this is about Jared Leisek, who is the founder of Adventures with Purpose. And if you follow us at all or them, you
Hmm.
know that Adventures with Purpose for the last several years, they started in 2019, have been doing underwater recovery of vehicles and have helped to solve 23 missing persons cases, including one right here in Idaho Falls, where I lived just a couple of
Hmm.
months ago.
Yeah.
So they've been doing this really cool work. They sort of accidentally stumbled into it, trying
Hmm.
to do some cleanup off the west coast of the in
Hmm.
the ocean,
Yeah.
and found cars that had people in them, because
Right.
a lot of cars have people in them.
Yeah.
And so this just broke that Jared Leisek, who is the founder of Adventures with Purpose, has been charged in 2 counts of rape of a child.
Hmm.
Um, when I first read it, I was like, I don't know if I want to cover it. But then I found the actual charging documents. I mean, it is in fact legit that he
Hmm.
has been charged.
Yeah.
So, of course, he is, as anyone else is, innocent until proven guilty. These incidents happened back in the early 90s, around 92, 93. The victim is a cousin. The cousin is 6 years younger than him. So at the time that the assaults happened, she was 9 and 10, which made him 15 and 16.
Oh.
So he was also a minor, but
Hmm.
definitely old enough to know that what he was doing was wrong.
Yeah.
There are allegations or implications from some family members that she is not the only victim, also. But this person, this cousin, has been posting about him on Reddit for a while now, because it's been really bothering her that he's getting this sort of hero reputation
Sure.
for his work with Adventures with Purpose when nobody really knows this other stuff about him. One of the things that she has been posting are screenshots of an email conversation that she has had with him on the Adventures with Purpose support email, which
Oh.
this was super dumb. This was super, super dumb on his part. But she writes him and confronts him and says, what makes you think you have the right to, you know, this is what she says. Do you feel better as a person doing things like this? Does this make you feel like less of a child molesting monster parading around in human skin? There is no forgiveness for what you did to me in my home in Utah, Grandma and Grandpa's house in Las Vegas, and right above Grandma and Grandpa's head in their very own truck.
Oh.
Yeah. She also implies that family members knew and did not turn him in, did not get him help, did not get her help, did not, protect her. She indicates that she's missed some funerals and things because when she found out he was going to be there, she couldn't stand to be in the same room. Um, his responses. Okay, here's the other thing that I need to tell you about Jared Leisek. Jared Leisek grew up a Mormon.
Mhm.
And as you know, we talk about this on this show all the time, that all roads lead to Mormons, because so many cases that we cover that we didn't even know were Mormon related are. And
Mm.
of course, we sort of consider ourselves hometown experts, considering that we were also raised Mormon.
Mhm.
His responses to this victim are so patronizing, gaslighty. I'm going to read a few of them. Okay, you will find this kind of language very familiar because this is the way that men speak to women in the Mormon church.
Mhm.
So he says, I'm so very sorry for the things that we cannot change. It is unfortunate that our lineage experienced the shit that you, I, and many of the other cousins were brought into. Like yourself, I was once a victim by multiple people, both in and out of the family. It is unfortunate when families like ours experience these things. What? So
Sure.
gaslighty
Mhm.
and oh, just yucky. So there's a lot of that.
Mhm.
There's really a lot of that. Um, but he admits it in these email messages. At one point, he even says that he does not censor his email, so all of his employees have read this entire thread between the two of them because it is the support email for their company. So
Right.
it goes to multiple people.
But it also means his whole company knew.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really
Now,
troubling.
when Kaylee, what's her name? In California, Truckee, California,
Oh, yeah, Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney, yes. When they found her, he was not with them. And he has not been seen in their videos since that time. And there have been
Mhm.
people wondering why. Well, it's because the cousin has finally had enough of his shit and has gone to the police. And she has these emails where he admits it all. He
Mhm.
admits it. He talks about how many times he's tried to apologize to her and she was just either embarrassed or wouldn't take the apology. Implies that, it was just kids, implies that he was 12 when this stuff happened. And she calls him out on that, says, let's do some math here. You are 6 years older than me, and I was 9 and 10 when these things occurred. So you weren't 12, you were 15 and 16.
Mhm.
That's a pretty big difference,
Yeah.
honestly. And, just in his size compared to hers,
Yeah. Yep.
Oof. And
Well, and before he raped her, she might have thought he was a cool cousin,
yeah,
and he showed interest in her, and maybe they had some fun together as cousins do, non-sexual, of course, fun, just kids having fun together.
right,
Maybe she
right.
really looked up to him and thought that he was pretty cool, and it was great to be able to hang out with him
Mhm.
until he betrayed her trust like that.
Right, right. Well, and she told him that if he was really the great guy that he was putting out there into the world, that he would go to the police and turn himself in and let them decide what to do with him.
Mhm.
She recommends that um, several times.
Mhm.
The things that he says, he blames his family, he blames Mormonism, he doesn't blame himself. It's really gross the way in these emails that he, and I'll link the Reddit thread where these emails are posted so that you can see them. But he gives a lot of excuses about being molested himself. He spent some time in foster care. There were a lot of problems in his family.
Mhm.
Um,
Which
he
and if that's true, I am very sad for him that those
right.
things went on, and, we I might catch some hate for this, but, my experience is that sex abuse is epidemic in Mormon families,
Yeah,
and sweeping it under the rug is epidemic in Mormon families.
it
And
is.
even, back in the 90s, yeah, 70s, 80s, 90s, it was a horrific issue. Is it still? I believe so.
Oh,
It
yeah,
might not be as bad as it used to be. I don't know, but it's still a big problem in LDS communities.
it is.
It is epidemic.
And the covering up of it,
Yeah.
the covering up of it. We definitely had plenty of that in our own family.
Oh, yeah.
But listen to this part. This is where I go, okay, I had to share the story because if this was just happened between kids and, I mean, you have to be careful with that. But he says, unfortunately, your desire to have a 46-year-old male live the mistakes of a 12-year-old simply is not realistic, which we know he wasn't 12. He was 15 or
Mhm.
16. Thank God we are
And
not
there's a
forever.
big difference there.
That's a
Developmentally, there's a big
big
difference there.
difference. Yes. Thank God we are not forever judged for our actions as youth, and I'm grateful that many of us cousins acknowledged and stopped those sins which happened to us,
Mhm.
and sins we once committed as a result of grooming. You still don't get to become the offender.
Right.
You, as a full grown woman in your early 40s, are to be commended for facing and standing up to those actions which happened to you in your past. Oh, thanks for commending her.
Yes. Yes. Commend
He
her.
says stuff like that several times and references challenges that she's had in her life, and
Mhm.
she takes him to town over it because she's just so sick of the gross misogynistic way that he is handling this.
Yeah.
He also implies, "Oh, my life holds no secrets, and everyone in my office feels your pain and has feels your pain and has seen this email string for I don't filter my own emails." Again, implies that he was 12 when this happened.
Mhm.
Apparently tried to apologize to her once in front of her mother, and her mother didn't know. So,
Oh,
in that moment, knows now about the abuse, and she was so angry and upset with him and embarrassed because he just dropped that on her. What an asshole.
yeah.
Um, should you desire to have a
Really
healthy
sad though that
yeah,
her mother didn't know.
right.
Oh,
He says that
what a
his parents
mess.
and grandparents did know, that he told them. I don't know when, and I don't
Mhm.
know if that's true. He
Yeah.
also says, should you desire a healthy adult conversation as to the past, I'm open to helping you through the acceptance and growth that many of us faced and have dealt with.
Ew.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Super gross. So I'm just going to read you her last response because and his last response because it's just unreal. Let's do some math here. I was 9 or 10 when living in Utah, and you forced me to have sex with you on my bathroom floor upstairs. You are 6 or so years older than me, and that makes you older than 12. In Las Vegas at Grandma and Grandpa's house, you were living there and you had your own car and was driving it. So please stop making it sound as if you were a young child during the time you were molesting me. Maybe you started that young with the others. She does imply that there were others. But as you are not willing to face your wrongdoing in a proper fashion, then that is on you and you alone. Anyone who supports you and your sick delusional fantasy of forgiving yourself for the pain and suffering you caused and willingly and knowingly caused not only a child but your own family member, but I do appreciate you admitting it all in writing. And his response is, you are welcome. I hope it helps you in your healing process, Jared.
Oh boy.
I mean, did this guy really think that he was not going to be arrested for this? He
Yeah.
admits it completely
Yeah.
in his work email. He
Mhm.
says other employees have read this. So there are witnesses to these emails.
Mhm.
There are screenshots. She's got the screenshots. The employees at his business at Adventures with Purpose can back this up.
Mhm.
It's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. And
Mhm.
it's so disappointing to me.
But yes, he believes that because he was a minor when these things happened, and maybe he thinks there's a statute of limitations, he does not believe there's any legal action that can be taken
There's not,
against
though.
him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And he's also an egomaniac who thinks that he's healed from all of this and that she should just do the same and shut up and you know?
Mhm.
It's really gross. So
Ah, so damn disappointing.
it is, and that's why I wanted to cover it. Normally, I would never cover a case like this that involved minors, but it's so old, and these people are in their 40s now. He is charged publicly, you know, but
Yeah.
these screenshots have come from her. She has
Yeah.
posted all of this information on Reddit and has been for a
Mhm.
while now, ever since Adventures with Purpose started getting a lot of attention.
Mhm. Wow.
So
What municipality is charging him? Utah or
I
Nevada?
think it's Utah.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it's Utah.
Wow.
It's just sad and sick. And, I mean, if there was any remorse anywhere there, any acknowledgement that I may have been a kid, but I should never have done what I did to you.
Mhm.
And, but no, that's not at all what is in
Mhm.
these communications, which is, I'm
Or
sure,
how
what
about
has resulted in him
if
being
you want to
charged.
attend this wedding, this funeral, this Christmas event, this whatever, and my presence there is traumatizing for you, I will not go.
He does actually say that in one of the emails,
He
but
should,
he
but
has,
it's too late.
it is too late because it's already happened a bunch of times. And also, that would require her to have communication with him and reach out and say,
Right.
"I'm going, please don't be there." I mean,
Yeah.
that's just re-traumatizing of her over and
Mhm.
over and over again.
Yeah.
If he has any guess that she might be at something, if he had a decent bone in his body, he would just not go,
Yeah.
But no, he's like, "If there's anything you wanna go to, just tell me and I won't go."
Yeah.
No, that is not no.
That's not fair.
The
No.
narcissism here is so gross, and the language is so Mormon
Yeah.
and apologist
Mhm.
of pedophiles.
Yeah.
We have lived our whole lives around shit like this,
Mhm.
and it's horrifying.
Yep.
And frankly, Jared, I hope they throw the book at you, honestly.
Yep.
At this
Yep.
point, you've destroyed your own life, dude.
Though I do hope Adventures with Purpose can continue to purpose
I do too.
because
I hope
they're
this
doing
doesn't destroy what they're
amazing
doing.
work.
He's
But
the founder of the
oh,
organization.
right. Oh boy.
And I hope they
Ah,
can
so
keep
bad.
doing what they're doing because 'cause they're doing this great work, but
But she
they're gonna
deserves justice.
she does.
Obviously, this has ruined her life. She deserves justice
Yeah.
in every way.
She, has worked really hard to deal with her own trauma, but can you imagine how horrifying it would be to see your, molester
Mhm.
getting all these kudos and this hero status for all this work
Yeah.
and going, "These people don't know this person at all."
Yep.
And it's true.
But
We don't
also,
when you read these emails.
what in the Duggar bullshit is this? That he
Yeah,
says grandma and grandpa and his parents knew?
yeah.
They knew?
And that there are potentially other victims in this family.
Yeah.
And are there other victims beyond this one in age? Like, did this
Right.
continue? Has this continued? He
Right.
says it hasn't and that he's broken the cycle. Well, no, you didn't, dude. You continued the cycle. You
Right.
didn't have consequences or treatment for it.
Mhm.
She didn't get helped at the time that these things occurred. That's not breaking the cycle.
Not at all. No,
Mhm.
you don't get to congratulate yourself from breaking the cycle to the victim
Right. No, you
or
don't.
anybody else. Oh boy.
No. So it's bad. It's real bad.
Yep, it is.
So if you're an Adventures with Purpose fan like we are, we really do hope that they can recover from this and continue doing their good work because they've been
Yeah.
doing amazing work. But Jared is the top of our fight on site list.
Mhm.
At
Yes,
the
he is.
moment, if you haven't heard of our FOS list, it is a fight on site list, and he's top of the list, man,
Mhm.
because this is horrifying and disgusting. And the way that he has spoken to her, I have no respect for him as a human being. None.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Boo.
Yeah. So that's what I've got. So we'll obviously be keeping an eye on this and let you know more. He goes to the to court at the end of this month, at the end of November, like on the 30th, I think.
Mhm.
And so then we'll know some more about it. But I mean, that's pretty damning evidence right there.
Well, and it will be interesting to see now that the top has been peeled off.
Yeah. Are there going to be other victims come out of the woodwork? And I mean, this is the egotism of this dude, that he has allowed these emails to be read by his employees and coworkers and
Mhm.
people that work with him. So they're
Right.
now witnesses. I'm sure that they are all hugely pissed at him for
Mhm.
what he's done, but also including them.
Mhm.
Like, they're going to have to be interviewed and testify and stuff
Yeah.
because they witnessed these emails.
He made them witnesses. Yep.
He says it right in the email, like,
Yep.
so sure that he would never serve
Mhm.
any actual consequences for this. It's just,
Yep.
it's gross as hell.
Ugh.
So, with that, Katie, I'm going to kick the mic over to you for some creepy crime.
Okay. Well, I've got some real creepy crime for you. Good Lord. People are crazy. I'm going to share a couple of images for you, but I'm going to tell you about this couple. Actually, I was going to start somewhere else. Do you remember several months ago, we covered a story about a woman in Washington who thought that her boyfriend, or he wasn't her boyfriend, but this guy was training her to be a member of the FBI.
Oh, yes.
You remember
She
that
was
crazy shit?
basically taking agent lessons from
Mm-hmm.
getting
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Well, we may have found her long lost cousin over here.
Oh, no.
This genius right here.
Mm-hmm.
And her boyfriend. This genius right here.
Oh, boy.
Let me tell you a little bit about these fools. This happened in New Mexico. Her name is Kiara McCauley. She's 19. His name is Isaac Apodaca. He's 25. They have both been arrested with one count of open first degree murder for the death of a girl named Grace Jennings, who was 21.
Mm.
Grace was murdered with a sword,
Oh, God.
had multiple stab wounds to her body, and was partially decapitated when police found her.
Oh, my God.
Here's the thing. According to these guys, Grace, there was some kind of some threesome activity between the three
Mm-hmm.
of them that had
Mm-hmm.
gone on a few times. And it looks like, according to the probable cause affidavit, that Apodaca, according to the complaint, his mother told police that her son found his girlfriend killing another female in their garage.
Oh, God.
And that then he called police, or his mother did,
Mm-hmm.
and alleged that his girlfriend had killed someone with a sword. So the police came and they saw her run inside the back door of the house and shut the door.
Mm-hmm.
They took both of the couple in for questioning. And one of the things that they did discover is that she had slept in the same bed as the two of them the night of her death.
Mm-hmm.
And also that they had had prior romantic relationships with the victim.
Mm-hmm.
But Macaulay says she was mad at Jennings. She said that Jennings had watched her allegedly being raped by 16 or 17 males and collected money during the incident. That's what Macaulay claims.
What?
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't claim this until after this
Mm-hmm.
poor girl's dead?
Macaulay
Hmm.
also told the police that she had some mental health challenges and she'd had a period of time when she could not remember what happened.
Oh, boy.
She also told the police that she was partially hopeful that Jennings was indeed dead. She told the police that she had
Partially
fantasized,
hopeful.
partially hopeful, not 100%. Well, we're going like 78, right?
Gotcha.
She told police that she'd been fantasizing many times about killing Jennings in disturbing ways. What? Well, here's why. She has a belief that this absolute jackass right here,
Mm-hmm.
Apodaca, is actually in charge of a secret society.
Oh, no.
You know he is. It's called Ghost.
Oh, I'm sure. Sure it is.
And Ghost gets rid of people that are hurting or trafficking kids.
Oh, good Lord.
So they found on her phone some texts from him. One of them said, "Remember, you'll move up the perks in the black market since this is your first. Moving on up the ranks if you kill this girl with a sword." He also texted her another time telling her, "I want you to kill her. You have to end your suffering by ending her joy." He told
What?
the police that he does mean what he says in that text, but that he didn't really have anything to do with it. Yes.
He told her to do it, but he didn't really have anything to do with it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Macaulay told police that Apodaca kept telling her to kill Mrs. Jennings so that she could get ranked up in her platoon. In her platoon, don't you
In
know?
her platoon. Had she met like other people in her platoon?
I'm guessing not.
Those invisible people, probably. Oh dear.
This is Ghost, bro. We operate
Right.
on the DL. Yeah. On the black market, in fact. Yes. It's insane. So she did tell the police that at one point she had a dagger in her hand and was trying to stab Jennings, but she didn't do it. And then when the police asked her if she killed Jennings, she said she's not really sure. This is what the probable cause affidavit says.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Wonder, what rank in her platoon she is now from her jail cell.
Yikes.
So they've both, been arrested. They're awaiting uh, continued court proceedings. So we'll try to keep an eye on this one. I don't know if we'll get to see very much more of this, but at
Hmm.
any rate, yeah, I think it's just a good warning, and I hope I really don't need to say this to any of you, but I guess I'll say it anyway, because this is the internet, and who knows who will watch. Uh, the only way to be in the FBI is to apply to and be accepted into the FBI in an official way.
Hmm.
Uh, if someone tells you they're in charge of a secret organization, no, they're not.
Yeah.
And also, going rogue and killing people, well, that's never going to be legal.
Nope. Not ever.
So maybe just stop falling for this crazy shit. That's it. And
Yeah.
if you want to be in the military, join the military.
Right.
If you want to be a police officer, join the police force. And if those things aren't for you, quit thinking that you get to be some kind of vigilante. That is not
Right.
how justice in this country works. Knock it
Right.
off.
Yikes. Yes. Knock it off. There's
Knock
so
it off.
much of this crap lately. Oh,
We're making t-shirts.
yeah.
Knock it off.
Hmm.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's a hell of an episode.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Well, this is our Tuesday episode, so we will be back on Wednesday with another great episode. And then we'll be back Wednesday night for our live stream for case updates. So lots more coming at you because there's a lot of things happening right now. As always, we're going to stay on top of as much of it as we can. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment. It helps us to grow. Also, check us out over on Patreon. If you become a patron, you get some extra content that we do just for our patrons every month, and that is very helpful to us. And if you like what we do, you get more of it. So it's a win-win.
Yes. Love it.
Well, you know it. We are the True Crime Squad. Thanks for being here.
Take care.